Tonight's story, we are going to have a farm one, but it's by our my favourite author, Julia Donaldson. A squash and a squeeze. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 words. And look at all the farm animals. What can you see? Mochyn. Yn Gymraeg, is it bwch? Bwch, I think. So it says, wise old man, would you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Let's have a little read then. Here we go. I'm going to have to turn the book around. I'm going to try. Oh, oh dear, I'm having trouble. It's going to move, isn't it? Hope it doesn't slide. A little old lady lived all by herself with a table and chairs and a jug on the shelf. There she is, all by herself, nothing else. Wise old man heard her grumble and grouse. There's not enough room in my house. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Goodness me. Wait till later on. Let's see if she's squashed then. Take in your hen, said the wise old man. Take in my hen? Ooh, what a curious plan. And there she is collecting her hen. Well, the hen laid an egg on the fireside rug and flat round the room knocked over the jug. She's making a mess. And look at her, she's in despair. She's like, what am I going to do next? The little old lady cried, what shall I do? It was pokey for one and it's tiny for two. My nose is a tickle and there's no room to sneeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Who's she going to take in next? Take in your goat, said the wise old man. Take in my goat, what a curious plan. Well, the goat chewed the curtains and trod on the egg, then sat down to nibble the table leg. Can you see? Look at the goat eating the curtains. The little old lady cried, glory be. It was tiny for two and it's titchy for three. The hen pecks the goat and the goat's got fleas. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. There we go, look, the hen on top of the goat, and there's the wise old man. Oops. Take in your pig, Mochyn. Take in your pig, said the wise old man. Take in my pig? What a curious plan. So she took in her pig, who kept chasing the hen and raided the larder again and again and again. He's greedy, isn't he? Greedy pig. Look at him. He's helping himself. He looks like a bigger version of the pig from, what's his name? Shrek. The little old lady cried, stop, I implore. It was titchy for three and it's tiny for four. Even the pig in the larder agrees. My house is a squash and a squeeze. And she said, wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Take in your cow, said the wise old man. Take in my cow? What a curious plan. And there he is, look at the cow. Dancing on top of the table. Look at the little old lady's face. The pig seems to be enjoying it. Well, the cow took one look and he charged straight at the pig, then jumped on the table and tapped out a jig. Do, 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 do. The pig is clapping along. The little old lady cried, heavens alive! It was teeny for four and it's weeny for five. I'm tearing my hair out, I'm down on my knees. And my house is a squash and a squeeze. Wise old man, won't you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. They take them all out, said the wise old man, but then I'll be back at what I first began. So she opened the window and out flew the hen. Oh, that's better. I can sneeze again. She shooed out the goat and she shoved out the pig. My house is beginning to feel pretty big. So I go, shoo. She huffed and she puffed and she pushed out the cow. Just look at my house. It's enormous now. Thank you, old man, for the work you have done. It was weeny for 5. It's gigantic for 1. There's no need to grumble and there's no need to grouse. There's plenty of room in my lovely house. And now she's full of frolics and fiddly-dees. It isn't a squash and it certainly isn't a squeeze. Yes, she's full of frolics and fiddly-dees. It isn't a squash or a squeeze. But look, there she is dancing. But look at the poor farm animals. They're like this. Where were you going to live? No, where do you think then? Where does the goat live? Where does the mochin live? Where does the the hen live? And where does the cow, Buch, I think it is, where do they live on the farm? The end. I love those stories. Oops, they're really lovely, aren't they? Now, I promise, probably the end of our farm stories, just for a few days. And we're going to say our little prayer now. I'm going to have to rest this very carefully in case the wax spills. Can you see it? I think I might have to leave it there. Can you see? I'm having terrible trouble tonight. Terrible trouble. Oops, a daisy. Right, I'm just going to have to leave it like that, and you imagine my candle is there. You can just about see the light. Doilu and heat. Arenutad, mad, a respiglan. God our Father, we come to say thank you for your love today. Thank you for my family and all the friends you give to me. Guard me in the dark of night, and in the morning send your light. Amen. Renutad, mad, raspiglan. Amen. I'm going to blow that out. I did have the candle lit. I can see lots of you have been on the reading. I can see that Joshua and Annabelle have been doing lovely, lovely work on the phonics. Thank you, Joshua's mum, for sending me all those lovely messages to tell me how great it's been. It's a really lovely website. I really would recommend you using it. And thank you as well. I think it was George has done a lovely picture for Father Matthew and Father Andy, sending that lovely picture and super counting. So keep it up. I'll post some new work on Wednesday. I said it's going to be about money for reception and nursery. You're going to learn how to write all your numbers correctly. So take care. It's going to be a bit Bwrw tomorrow, but I think that's the last day, and then it's going to be my Heen High log after that. So hopefully we can get back out into our gardens again like we did today. Take care. No star. Hwyl fawr. Good night. God bless.